Welcome to Happy Foot Sad Foot. You have joined us on our post-game show. I don't know if you've joined us in our during-game show, our match day watch along, but thank you for being here if you did. Thank you for being here if you didn't. I'm Darren Miller.
I'm Travis Hellig. Welcome to the only LAFC podcast that deeply celebrates a 2-1 loss. Oh, wow. I saw a comment before we even went live from Jason Kenzira that says, outplayed for 100 minutes and then a Bawanga banger. Unreal. See you Sunday. Only one edit. Jason, we got outplayed for 100 minutes, and then we saw a Bawanga blast, motherfucker. That's what we saw. Boing,
That's a Bawanga
boing.
blast. The most inaccessible podcast.
If you haven't watched us before,
Listen,
there's 100 in-jokes.
The backstory of a Bawanga blast.
Welcome. We're drinking champagne for
the
France that I was only going to open if Denny scored, and I've just opened it. It was a $70 bottle.
Beer.
Look,
70?
guys.
70.
70. I went big for this game. I just
I
need
love
to
it.
say,
Champagne,
few
though, you got to go
things.
big. A $7 bottle of champagne's way more problematic than a $70 bottle of champagne. It's way worse than the amount of money you're out on an expensive bottle.
after every game, we ask you guys to give us your happy foots and your sad foots for the game. Happy
Maybe
foot
not
is the
this
thing
time.
you enjoyed. Sad foot is the thing you didn't enjoy. I don't want to talk about the sad foots. I am riding so high. We talked on the live stream with Vince LaRosa on the LAFC Twitch and YouTube, which was so fun. Thank you so much for letting us do that. We talked so much about the sad foots. And boy, did we get a fucking happy foot at the end of that game. We were only down one. Only down one going into the second leg at home against in the Champions League final. I don't know, man. I feel so much better than I did 10 minutes ago. How are you feeling, Darren?
Yeah, I felt so much better than I did the entire night at all minutes up until that moment. It's crazy because there could have been a much better game. We could have had a totally even matched game where the team was like trading chances and everything looked kind of fine. And then like we just kind of ended up down one. That was not this game. We just stole. We could have been going into the second leg of this match down like 4 goals, given how that went.
Darren, I just put in the chat we haven't pinned the call-in link if people want to call in.
Oh, you're right. I'll put the link in the chat. Give me a minute, everybody.
Yeah. So
Travis,
if you want to call in and hang out with us and tell us how you're feeling, because I bet we're all going through the same fucking shit right now. Boy, was that a drag. And I have to tell you, from behind the scenes, getting scored on in the 8th minute when you're live for the next hour is a nightmare scenario. Oh, very scared. And I wanted to talk so much shit about the players, but I'm on the LAFC stream. Now that we're here on the Happy Foot Sad Foot pod, I could say,
let's let loose, baby.
Jose Cifuentes, what the fuck are you doing? Go to Scotland, please. Holy shit.
No.
I was like, okay. I know that we'll have people that are upset about that or whatever, but there were so many turnovers from Sifu. We need Kellen Acosta back in the second round. And we need Tillman and Acosta and Ilie holding down the midfield. I saw all of your comments in the chat about Jose Cifuentes during the game. We couldn't say them out loud because we were on the LAFC channel. But boy, did I agree with them. Oof. And also hashtag Wefs be whack. Those Wefs.
Wefs be whack. Wefs be whack.
Those Wefawees were whack, man. Also, thank you. I got to say thank you to the whole community for hanging out in the chat on the LAFC show. Also was so cool to see all you guys, and it meant a lot that you followed us over there.
Thank you guys. This was so awesome. We saw a lot of familiar names in the chat, a lot of great participation from everybody. It was really cool to see everybody there. We were really well supported on that watch along. I really don't know how it came off. If you were watching, I don't like, as a fan, do watch alongs with people. I don't know what that was like for people. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope we can do more of those. It was super fun for us to do, even though it was like also incredibly painful, but and difficult, I will say. But yeah, it really meant the world to us and was so helpful, just in a practical sense, that you guys are there joining us and being a part of it.
Yeah. And it's so funny to see you guys fucking let loose in the comments now that we're not on the official.
I love it. Yes. You were on guard too.
I mean, this is why we started the podcast too, is it felt like, a lot of MLS media is owned by MLS. And so you can't necessarily say, hey, Sifu, what the fuck are you doing? But I did see some comments that I agree with. J-Mac and Palacios, if it wasn't for them, we would be down by
J-Mac.
fucking
Oh my
6
God.
goals right now.
I'm
Oh
gonna go
boy.
ahead and say it. Good luck, Max. When you come back,
Oh, I think
good luck.
Adam Conover has
We've got a lot of
called in.
people.
Wait, Darren, you
Yeah,
just said
okay.
something dramatic and controversial. Bring on Adam and then let's talk about it.
Yeah. Adam Conover,
Hello.
welcome to the show. After the
Adam,
show, thank you for joining us for both shows.
Thanks so
Can I
much for
just say-
joining us. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just say how fucking pissed off I am that you guys kicked me off the show? I was like, why are they announcing my exit 1 minute before the game ends? First of all, that's a weird time to sign me off. And then I'm like, all right, well, it's gonna be fucking weird if we score now. I go downstairs to where I had it on the TV, I unmute, and we boom, Buanga blast.
I couldn't believe the timing. You came on, we talked about nothing related to soccer. You go away and Bawanga scores the goal. Christian Polanco
did
from the
hard work.
Cooligans is
You
also
did
here.
hard work. Thank you for doing that. From what I could tell, I think it was they wanted to make sure they got the plug in and actually got you signed off before the game ended.
That's
and
nice.
then
That's nice. I
Yeah,
was saying Buanga. That's my joke. I'm not in a good voice. Like I was saying, how does he talk? Hans Moleman from The Simpsons, and he goes, "I was saying I was saying
yes.
Buanga.
I was saying Buanga.
Burns is for The Simpsons reference. This is
Yeah.
my bad joke. I won't let go.
Christian
Hey,
Polanco
welcome
from
to
the
the
Cooligans.
show.
I was just watching the broadcast, and then I'm like, wait, that's me in there. Hey, what's up, guys?
Thanks so much for joining us, man.
Please turn your radio down for calling in.
What's up? This is great. This is a dream come true to see so many people involved in comedy talking about American soccer. I've been dreaming about this for like a decade since we started.
We're
the Cooligans.
freaks.
This is incredible.
Christian, you were the
You're a
you
big
broke
part of
the
why it's
ground.
happening.
You're the only reason it's happening.
Okay.
I think it's fair to say. You can
I
thank
hate
yourself
soccer.
for sure.
I just like you and Alexis.
I'm happy to pat myself on the back. No, this is great. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for the invitation. What a ridiculous game. I was getting ready towards the around the 93rd minute. I'm preparing for the sadness of this live stream. And look at that. Things turned around. Bawanga turned it around. He was like, you know what? I want these guys to have a good show. So well done on his part.
If you were us,
you,
would
Bawanga.
you feel sad right now? I mean, I don't know. I felt so much sadness for so long that the pop of adrenaline and only being down 1 going home. I know we could play so much fucking better than that. I know we can.
Yeah, and there's something. This is why I love CONCACAF Champions League, and I hate that UEFA Champions League took away the away goal rule, because away goals are so delicious. They feel they're just like, thank you, Lord. It changes the whole dynamic of the game, how the game is played. So the fact that Bwanga got that goal right at the end changes the whole dynamic of the game on Sunday. A 1-0 victory, and you're lifting the trophy. So that's I'm excited for that game.
I think this year they got rid of away goals for the final. So
No!
I'm sorry to tell you.
They did.
It's true for all the other rounds, but they don't have away goals for the final. So we have to beat them by 2.
Disgusting. I hate this. I hate this sport.
A 1-0.
Cancel it all.
And we're ending our show as well. This is the last episode of Happy Foot, Sad Foot. You just do whatever the Cooligans do. 1-0 will at least get us into extra time.
Yeah.
Will at least get us into.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm confident in this team post 90 minutes.
Thomas G in the chat says my week would have been so much worse, but Denny Bwanga made sure that didn't happen. That's how we feel about Denny Bwanga here. He takes care of us. He loves us, and if he asks us to kill, we'll do it. It's fine.
This is getting very spiritual in the worst way possible.
I look, overall, I thought the game was way more hectic than LAFC is probably used to. But the one thing I love, I love when fans go to the Champions League matches. I don't know if you guys ever been to an away match for Champions League. I went to one for NYCFC in Costa Rica, and it's so fun. It's just such a dope experience. I highly recommend people at least go once if you ever get an opportunity, because you never know when your team is going to be in Champions League, unless they're obviously LAFC and they're there every damn year. So this is almost since their existence, but it's a little envious of that. But the playing against pretty much any Liga MX team is just so hectic. I just thought the middle of the field, and obviously not having Kellen Acosta there, was a big difference, because it was just all over the place. And you got to give a round of applause to John McCarthy, because he is the reason if LAFC end up winning that LAFC end up winning, because he was spectacular, and those double triple saves he had to make. Just remarkable game overall.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw when those salaries came out what John McCarthy makes, but boy, does he deserve to be paid more than what he makes as the backup goalkeeper. He won us the MLS Cup, and now he is, like Darren said before we invited Adam on, Max now has to prove himself. John McCarthy has done such a good job.
Oh yeah,
he has won the.
We just
fucking
left
spot.
that there, didn't we?
I don't know.
I said
Adam.
out loud, I feel
How
like
do you
you
feel
know what?
about
There were a
that,
lot of
Adam?
opportunities to say that out loud throughout the season, and no, let's talk about it.
I mean, look, Maxime Crepeau's, he's in the hearts of every LAFC fan, but we're spending a lot of time with our stepdad, and he's taken us to Six Flags and everything, and like he's a pretty good guy,
Yeah,
He
our young
gets really drunk in his
stepdad,
jeans.
who's like super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stepdad that lets us have a sip of his beer.
All right, don't tell your mother. All right, it's all good.
I'm from Philly, and in Philly, you start drinking at 12. Okay.
What did
Now
your
pass
What
me
did your
that
mom give
Jean.
you for allowance? Can I? Okay, take another 5. Just take a 5.
No, I'm not
If
trying
you-
to replace your dad. No, not trying to replace your dad. Just
Oh.
But it's tough.
you want to play catch?
It's
I'd
tough,
rather
right?
you drink at home.
Because Maxime Crepeau, I mean, gave his leg for
Yes.
that title and for
Yes.
the MLS Cup, and he's part of that incredibly iconic story. And you don't have the Gareth Bale moment without all this other stuff. So it's all collective. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult decision when he comes back.
I have equal love for both of those guys. Again, as I was saying on the Twitch stream, I did not get to go to the MLS Cup final, but I went to the party the next day at the stadium. And the combination of watching John McCarthy be the unlikely hero who's getting hammered and everyone's holding him on their shoulders and everyone loves him. We're all grateful to him. And then also they're holding Crepeau, who's FaceTiming in from the hospital, and like holding him up to show him the crowd. And they're putting that on the Jumbotron. Those were such two emotional stories that were so resonant, that were so great, and I think are going to stay in the minds of the fan base forever. So I don't make me choose. I hope that his leg has to heal forever, and we never have to make a tough decision.
I hope his leg
That
has to heal
sounds like
forever.
to me.
Happy Foot Sad Foot does not stand behind Adam Conover's comment. I hope Maxime Crepeau never gets better, is what
He's just
Adam.
on the injury list for 6 to 12 years. Wow.
but
Like, wow.
He said he was going out for cigarettes.
don't come back, Dad. We don't come. No, you.
No, it
stay.
makes sense that there's complicated feelings there.
But
are
arguably, Maxime was also last year. He was so rock solid all year
Yes.
long.
I think
that is part of why we won the championship. So
I expected McCarthy to be so much shakier than he's been, and it wouldn't be a question. But I think Max is he has more talent than McCarthy. But boy, does McCarthy have my heart. He has my heart in a paper bag that has a 40 in it.
Hey, if you guys are willing to brace yourselves, we've got a couple more guests.
Let's add some fucking
bring
people
this-
to this. Let's
scale
Chris
this party.
Gethard
Right.
show this shit.
All right, LAFC Luke joining us for both the during stream and the
What's
post-game
up?
stream. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Luke, the vibes are
tonight.
different now than when we saw you
Yeah.
last.
Look,
You're joining a very
look,
different stream.
like 5 minutes after I logged off, that second goal, I was like, oh, I can't watch the stream now. They're just crying. They're just
Ugh.
crying. And then that last second goal, I mean, oh my goodness. I nearly lost my voice, boys.
I yelled into the mic, "This is why you promote us." When that happened, we were giving promotion for the podcast because
That was such a strange timing. Yeah, we were literally in the middle of a plug for our for this post-game show.
My only worry right now is that Adam doesn't ruin this because, as we know, Adam ruins everything.
Okay,
Boom.
don't ruin this, Adam.
Do we?
I'm off the clock, guys. I'm
Yeah,
off the
he's
clock.
striking. He's not allowed to do it.
I'm on strike.
okay.
I can't do it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
If you see Adam ruining anything, there's a tip line you have to report him to.
That's true. Yep.
Just call the police as soon as he's repairing something or ruining anything.
Someone on Twitter called me a scab for doing this podcast. I was like, I don't think the MLS is a member of the AMPTP.
Not a struck company.
You're like, oh yes, it used to pay so much.
Yeah.
We've got another Joey AF joining us as well. Joey, welcome back to the show. He's got the bunny ears.
Hey.
Bowanga
The
blast,
Polanco
baby.
blast.
Boing,
Fuck
boing.
yeah, boys.
Boing boing, everybody.
Boing
And for
boing.
those of you first joining us, Yoni Lotan, another comedy legend who's never seen
Friend
an
of the foot.
LAFC game, coined Bowanga Blast Boing Boing, a thing we don't know what it means, but we do it now after.
He
I'm
joined
now lying
the
on
he joined the
floor
podcast
like Yoni
after
Lotan is lying in his bed.
Yeah, there you go.
yes,
Ooh,
he
good
joined the
dog.
podcast
See that everything
just
is
waking up and
okay.
piecing
He
together.
got really stressed out when Bouanga scored, but
Yeah.
like Christian said, away goals, they just hit different.
For real.
Even without the rule, I would say away goals really do
They feel good.
feel so much better.
I do think
Yeah.
we have to take a moment to acknowledge the happy foot, sad foot correction of the Cooligans. Like that was a moment that,
What do you mean?
Travis
About
schooling
the
Christian
away goal
on how
rule.
the
yeah,
how this
yeah,
worked.
yeah. They hit me with the well, actually,
Yeah, I was Adam Conover.
Well, we
Happy foot,
ruined.
sad
We
foot
ruined.
translating.
we
I'm off
ruined
the clock, but
everything.
you guys
Damn.
can do it. Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's why Bouanga's so happy, right? No, that's just how he celebrates any goal. But no, it was definitely
Listen, he's
significant.
bought in.
regardless. Yeah.
We love
Yeah.
talking about how much Bouanga has bought in because we're so terrified that he's going to leave that everyone's clearly noticing how good he is.
Yeah,
or we
yeah.
just
Well,
know he's gonna leave.
this is a standard MLS thing. Like you want your players to be good, not too
But not that
good.
good.
I just experienced it with Tati Castellanos at NYCFC, and I'm just like, all right, slow it down. We
Yeah.
don't need a golden boot, do we? Just get one less.
You
A
can
bronze
yeah,
boot, baby.
you can really start to
Yeah.
pick up after the summer transfer window. Once
Right,
that's
yeah.
closed, you
Yeah,
can really
yeah.
start letting loose.
Happy foot too for Denis Bouanga doing a really, really bang up job, looking like there was like something inside of his shin when he went down.
I thought he was hurt.
terrified, and then I just realized no, he did a really good job of hamming it up, and he got the yellow card. So kudos to Denis Bouanga for being okay. And completely disagree with Adam Conover, who I normally agree with about everything. But yeah, let's let Max come back. He's still beloved. He's still a legend.
Oh, he
And we
should
need
come,
all the
he should
legs
come
we
back.
can get. What?
I'll say I really planted the seeds there and kind of chose chaos by bringing that up.
All right.
Let's
Uh,
all
TikTok
boo
that I'm
Adam. Can we
moving.
do that? I mean,
Well,
I
this is
feel
gonna-
I feel like that's what we all feel, right? I don't know.
I was saying Bouanga.
think so.
I'm gonna make it happen.
I'm moving my apartment, so I actually have to go. But it's been a blast.
Good luck
So-
with
Thank
the
you for
move,
joining us,
Joey.
as always.
Thanks for hanging
Yeah,
out.
Rock
boing,
it
boing.
out.
And
Good
I'll see you
support.
guys on Sunday. I'll have the strike signs. I think Jeff
Yes.
said he's going to bring me some new ones. So
Thank you for always doing
Beautiful.
that, Joey.
let's bring the 3252 out to the strike line. I like
Yeah,
that
let's
idea.
do it.
Oh, that'd
Let's
be
do
It's
it.
gonna
amazing.
happen. All right, let's fucking go.
Let's
Dial
go,
it.
baby.
All
We
right.
got him.
Cheers.
Don't forget
All
to
right.
back the bunny ears, baby.
I think we have enough people here. Let's do some happy foots and sad foots for the game.
Yeah, let's
So,
do it.
Christian, at the end of every game, we do a happy foot and a sad foot, something we liked, something we didn't like. There was a lot to not like. So I'm going to start with my sad foot, which was every time Jose Cifuentes touched the ball, I wanted to shoot myself in the head. And that was, no, it was, it. I mean, okay, no, I do think that our effort and our intensity was off the first half entirely. We just didn't seem to respect the opponent. We did not seem to know how important this game was, and they seemed to really care about it. I would say my happy foot was Denny Bouanga after scoring. getting León so angry that they got a yellow card. It made me happy that he could shithouse them even though they won the game, and that felt good.
It was great to watch them score and then immediately start talking shit
Yeah.
to their player to the point where it got a yellow. I mean, yeah.
Can I go next?
Yeah, you can go, Christian.
Okay. Happy foot, John McCarthy. Thought he was spectacular. Sad foot, I'm going to have to also go with Sifu. Just some of the decisions, the missed opportunities for open players to just slot them in for a good chance. But then I'm going to throw in another one. My Gordon Lightfoot. My Gordon Lightfoot, R.I.P. Gordon Lightfoot, goes to
The folk singer.
Timothy Tillman for making the
Oh?
comments about León and Liga MX and saying that they don't really have tactics and they just play with it's all vibes out there. I think that gave them a little bit of extra energy because like you said, I don't think the respect for the opponent was clearly there.
And they also tactically outplayed us the whole game, baby.
Yeah.
They made us look like fucking children out there.
And we had a real vibe problem going on our side. That didn't work out so well.
In the chat, people saying sad foot passing. That's what Leonardo said. Yeah, our passing was just not crisp. It was weak and wilted the whole game. I'm a poet now. Luke, any happy foots or sad foots?
We're staying on Gordon Lightfoot.
Well, I think to not pick a sad foot that someone else has picked, my sad foot would be Ryan Hollingshead. Why was your hand so high up on that defender? What are you doing, Ryan? Why are you up like this? I don't understand.
Basketball defense.
I get that he's jostling with the guy behind him. He's trying to hold him off, all that, whatever. But like, why is your hand like over your head? That's my sad foot.
It did feel like maybe he thought it was an automatic goal. It almost felt like a very intentional handball to me. I know we were trying to play it off like it wasn't in the moment. I think maybe he knew what he was doing because the hand movement was very strange.
I maintain. I still think that should not have been. I really do think that should not have been. Like he had his hand up in front.
Darren, it was a handball.
It was a handball. I mean, you can't. I love Ryan Hollingshead, but man, it was.
What?
I think it was the jostling for position. I don't think he thought the ball was gonna be anywhere near his arm or whatever. But it was like a last ditch effort to try to get the ball. And I interviewed Ryan Hollingshead a couple of years ago. One of the coolest dude. I don't know if you guys have met him. One of the nicest guys. Unbelievable.
Name dropping, Christian.
I will because I love telling this story because Ryan Hollingshead, when he was at FC Dallas, he was helping I believe a woman whose car broke down on the side of the road, and while he was helping her, he got hit by a car and broke his neck. I don't know, some people don't know this. He broke his neck and came back, and he was out for like a year while he was at FC Dallas. You can look up this story. And he is back, and so the fact that he's scoring like this with LAFC, it is like a miracle. And I always give props to this guy. So
that's wild.
That's a great story.
I'll give him. You get a couple handballs for coming.
You save a woman's life, you get some handballs.
Look, I'm glad we're all agreed that wasn't a handball. I think we can move on now.
So my happy foot. It's already been said, but John McCarthy, but for a very specific reason because. Travis, we did that super pod a couple days ago, and one of the questions was over under 12 saves by John McCarthy. I was the one person who said over. Everyone else looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, how could that
Decent
be
pace.
possible?
Decent
They're
pace right
like,
now.
León can't get a shot on goal. That's not going to happen. Whatever. He had 5 saves tonight. So you know what? I still stand by my prediction.
Yeah. If it wasn't for him, we would have lost our midfield and defense were just fully outplayed the entire our offense didn't exist. Like at every facet of the game besides goalkeeper, we were losing that game.
Look, I know we don't want to talk about it, but I think the altitude still plays a role. 6,000 feet, like you can't. We just got in yesterday. Now I understand people are like, well, they can acclimate. Not in 24 hours. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't see that. And every time we go to Colorado, we always struggle every single time. Yeah. So I just think that like that had a bigger impact than we realize. And hopefully we can turn it around.
Yeah.
We were fully a step behind.
Conover, happy foot, sad foot.
I mean, look, I don't want to repeat what anybody else said, So I'll just say happy foot. I really enjoyed the broadcast. I thought that the León Stadium, I don't know the name of the stadium, I thought it looked beautiful. I loved the shots of all the fans in Mexico. You know, I loved their supporter section. I thought I was like, wow, I want to be there. This looks sick. I loved all the LAFC fans being out there. I love that it was going in. It felt like an epic setup for an evenly matched game, whereas other CONCACAF finals I've seen in the past, it's like, oh man, we're going to get smoked by the Mexican team who are always the powerhouses. And this time it's like, it felt like a good match for international soccer, you know, in North America. So I liked the overall presentation. Sad foot, I find there's too many ads on the León kit, and it makes it look like all their players are named Caliente, which is a great name for one player, but they can't all be spicy. Okay,
I've grown to like the NASCARification of jerseys. I think there's like a camp to it. That's
there's
really
an aesthetic
fun.
to it for sure.
Yeah,
Camp.
it's just like it's a maximalism that I think is very stupid and fun. Anything stupid, I like.
Yeah.
It's very stupid.
But the pattern underneath so beautiful and is covered up by you know, all these Office Max, you know, on top of this like gorgeous like
Office
indigenous
Depot.
design.
Art is cool, but we need money, bro. Like, let's not be crazy.
That is what it is. It's a funny
It's the money.
like. Are you guys familiar with the line between art and commerce? Let me show it to you.
But speaking of the broadcast, did any of you catch when John Champion talked about LAFC losing to the Zlatan Galaxy in the playoffs and getting knocked out of the playoffs?
No,
Never happened. Never happened. We beat them 5-3.
That was a
It's also John-
ChatGPT hallucination.
It's John Strong, not John Champion. So just
Fine.
you know,
So
There you go.
don't
I
mean
wanna
to be a
add to that,
nerd
though.
about this stuff, but he is a friend. So is Stu Holden.
Oh, dropping.
Oh
Sorry
my
about
god! Oh my god! I didn't know we invited a character from Entourage onto the show.
Hey guys, I don't know if you know this, but I've kissed a girl once, so don't mean to brag.
Although
You've been the
Strong is,
coolest
like,
guy
not
in
quite a
American soccer
champion.
for too long. There's only two cool people in American soccer. It's you and Alexis, and you've been riding high for too long.
All right, finally some competition. Thank you.
I want to add though, to your point, at the beginning of the broadcast, one of the, I don't remember which announcer it was, but one of them said the words, there is only one team in LA now, and it is LAFC. On a national broadcast, they said this. So they just said randomly, fuck the Galaxy in the
So we
middle,
won,
like
basically.
in the
Basically
opening of
won
the game.
The
Yeah.
game.
So it's just
I
like
don't know.
it's over now. They said it on a national fucking broadcast.
So we won the Champions League finals.
No,
Then.
we won the U.S. Open Cup. I think. Did we win? I don't remember.
That gives us
What
the
did we
US
win?
Open Cup win. Look, I want to bring Danny on. He's been waiting very patiently.
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
you guys, if you have to leave at any point, please do. We're very excited to have all of you on.
I'm gonna
so-
split. Great to be here,
Yeah,
guys.
I
Love you,
should
Adam.
run. I
Alright.
should run as well.
Love you, Christian.
Uh,
Thank you guys for hanging
Good to
out.
see you, Christian.
You guys are
Please,
the best.
thank you
man.
for
Thank you so
thank you
much.
for being here. This was awesome.
No doubt. Cheers.
Whenever you want to come on, Christian, you're welcome.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Love you. I said I don't know him well enough to say I love you.
Uh-oh. Wait, did Luke say he was leaving? I accidentally took Luke off the stage. Was he?
Hop him and Danny back on. We'll see what's up. Did we?
Luke, you're back on. Well, oh no,
Danny!
we lost Luke.
Danny,
welcome.
what are you
welcome to
doing?
the-
Are you driving?
Oh,
Oh, no, I'm not driving. I'm not driving. I'm pulled over.
Okay, thank God.
Not by
By
a
a
cop.
cop?
Not voluntarily
Okay.
pulled over.
Danny, how you
Um,
doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. So I can't happy foot the boing 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 blast because that's already been happy footed to hell. My happy foot is getting the guys some rest. You know, Hollingshead got out of there, Ilie got out of there, got
Tillman
some
got
good
out of
rest
there?
for some guys. Got some good rest for some guys, and still pulled out, only losing by one.
It's a good point.
No, what's your good point? I love a
was
good
just saying
point.
it's a good- well, I was saying you've made a good point. It's a good point. I keep thinking, well, this is the thing they're supposed to be getting rest for. Well, this is it. Like, go all out, but it's not. There's so many. There's always another thing that they need to keep getting rest for. It's insane.
Yep. Sadfoot was someone did a beer shower inside of the bar that I was at.
Oh no. I'm sorry.
That's
not
not
a-
cool.
It's okay when it's the 3252.
Yeah, you know what you're
It's
getting
okay in the
into.
North End, but everywhere
Yeah.
else it's shit.
What bar did you go to? Was it fun?
I was at Beer Garden, and it was pretty packed.
Yeah.
Most of the watch parties weren't in LA, so I think that's why it was pretty busy.
Yeah, that one, I like that, but that's the one in K-Town, right?
Yeah, on Western, right
Yeah.
south of Beverly. Yeah.
That's rad. Was it fun? Were the vibes? I mean, I imagine the vibes were terrible.
The vibes were not great, but we were chanting, drumming, making noise,
Those are good
doing our
vibes.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iffy vibes. Iffy vibes.
Yeah. I mean, we had to do the same thing on the live stream where we like had to watch the game and talk about it, and they scored
Yeah,
immediately.
I'm assuming you had the our
Yeah,
watch
you had
along live stream on the big screen at the bar.
Oh no, I had one earbud in listening to it.
If that's
No
true,
way.
Danny,
Oh my God, that's
I will buy you a
incredible.
beer when I see you.
That's what I was gonna say. Was I had started typing a comment that I was gonna post in the chat. I was gonna talk about how, because the writers are on strike, they were just gonna do a reboot of the lose 2-0 and
Yeah.
come back home. And but then look it, I couldn't do that comment because they scored a goal. Boing
It's a
boing boing blast. Maybe it's a good sign. Maybe it's a good sign for the strike.
Yeah. Hey, maybe tomorrow Denny Bwanga will save us.
Get him out there on the picking line. What else is he doing?
What else? Yeah, he's not busy, right? Danny, the fact that you were listening at the bar, if I ever see you at the stadium, a beer on me. Thank you so much for
We owe
doing
you
that.
the good vibes you were robbed tonight of. How do you do grammar?
I was actually like contemplating leaving the bar early because I know that the Mexican teams, they really like to like get fouled late in the game and stay on the ground and waste a lot of time. And I was prepared for that to just go on and on and on. I was saying my byes, saying my peace outs, and boing 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 blast.
Boing boing,
Denny,
baby. Boing
Denny
boing.
freaking B. Denny freaking B.
I
It's
cannot
insane that this is
believe.
sticking.
Yeah. I think
is
that
it?
means literally nothing.
I can't believe it.
From a man who's never seen a game. Joseph Angelfield also says in the chat that he was doing the same thing. Joseph, I got you for a beer too, man. Thank you.
Incredible.
Wait, Joey was saying peace out. I thought he was at home.
No, he says I owe him a beer. I guess I owe him a beer for something else. I owe him
for
a
the
beer
signs.
for the signs. I never put together that Joey AF was Joey Angelfield. I thought Joey AF was like Joey as fuck.
And that's actually my brother too.
Is that true? That's so funny. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, Travis, A and F, famously the first letters of Angel and Field. You may be aware of the alphabet.
Danny, keep driving. You don't need to be pulled over anymore.
Thank you so much for joining the show.
I'm back. I made it.
Gentlemen, I'm heading out.
All right, Luke.
Thank you.
Goodbye, guys.
Thank you so much, Luke, for spending
Bye.
basically your whole night with us.
Basically.
We love you.
We love you, Luke.
Happy
Thanks for
Pride
doing
Month Eve.
that. Let's.
Thanks so much, Danny.
Anyone in the chat have any other happy foots or sad foots we didn't get to?
We've got a
Repost
lot
them
of chat.
because there's a lot of chat going on.
There's
Look,
a lot. I'm catching up here. I got a lot here.
I also just want to say, this has been a long day of LAFC for all of us, but it truly means a lot that you guys are still hanging out with us and that
This is
you've
really
supported
amazing.
us enough that we got to do this cool thing that we did with LAFC. And like, I don't know, guys, it's been so fun. We've only been doing this for a couple months and it's so cool that we built a little community, and I hope that we get to keep building it together. And it like means a lot. The fact that brothers are watching together, it just is so rad
so
to see.
cool,
So
yeah.
thank you.
The AFs.
And
I
David
mean,
Day
yeah.
says like button as always. Thank you, David Day, for always
Oh, man,
reminding.
David Day, always coming in the clutch. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is amazing, and keep being loud. Keep telling us what you want from us. Keep telling us how we can keep the cycle going.
Leonardo says
this is
sad
really
foot
great.
defense. Yeah, I would say sad foot every position.
Is that for everything? Yeah.
Side foot from Micah. We need depth. Yeah, I think it was noticeable today that with a Chiellini injury and a Murillo yellow card accumulation, how playing so many games can catch up to you. And it felt today like the first time we've noticed that Acosta didn't play a second
You
of
know
that
what?
game.
I don't know. To push back on that a little bit, I really feel like they could have, like, this group in the state they were in, just like they should have had it. Like they could have and they should have.
Yeah.
It really, like, maybe altitude played a role, but like they were on the wrong foot for a long time starting this game.
Yeah,
And
I don't think anyone would say that we played up to our standards. We fucked up today.
yeah, yeah, and I, I don't think that they were obviously well rested. Like, yeah, they didn't have it, and
Yeah.
they could have. I don't really think it's a fair excuse, but yeah, I don't know. We've got Abel Castillo in the comments says, still riding on the hashtag Wefsby wax train here because goddamn, we haven't talked about that yet. But absolutely
Yeah.
right. CONCACAF, I did forget about that. CONCACAF refs, it's always a shit show.
Yeah, and it you know, they talk about it on the Max and Vince podcast this week, but it seems like refs in Liga MX tend to side with the home side in a weird way. That is like, you know, you almost feel like it's the opposite in American sports where they like get off on fucking with the home crowd. It seems like they're affected a little bit by the home, but we got hit enough that they started throwing yellows late. It just was,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
there's an argument for a red against Bouanga there. I know that he probably sold that well or
He's
whatever,
really
but that
good at
was
selling it. He's one of the best actors in the MLS, I'll say.
one of the most beautiful, and that's why he should be a movie star.
Just a
So
beautiful man.
beautiful.
Yeah,
So-
the Brad Pitt of the MLS.
Ryan Olsen brings up a great point for his happy foot, which was Murillo back next match. Murillo's back, Acosta's back, and the two of them back will make us feel so much more solid. Please, God, Sifu off the bench. If he's not off the bench, what the fuck are we doing?
The thing is, he's actually particularly good off the bench. Like, I love that spark off the bench.
And honestly, the same for Opoku. No one agreed with me on the Super Pod. I said we should start Matty Bogus up front. I think Matty Bogus has shown so much fucking potential and he has so much field vision. He just seems like he's on top of it. And Opoku and Sifu haven't brought it this season, but the two of them are really fun and fast off the bench. You bring them off on late, they can do a good job. And Daniel Maldonado, the defense had a rough fucking game besides Palacios.
Yeah. They had their work cut out for them for sure.
Yeah. Aaron Long, Hollingshead, and Maldonado had a rough game. But I also think a lot of that's because our midfield wasn't
very I mean, this is what I think should be a more popular segment on the show is what shape was the midfield? In the past, it's been a jellyfish, a wet diaper.
Yeah.
Today, it felt a little bit like, you know, those rubber bands that are useless. They're not snapped, but they're like just so loose. There's nothing you can use them on.
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
Yeah. I also want to give Rancho a shout out in the comments here and during the live stream. And of course, this is where you're going to get your flowers, Travis. On the Super Pod, everyone was very overconfident, down on Travis for talking about the possibility of a loss. Yeah, I think it was a little bit. I think Rancho's comment during the live stream during the match was that, like, if anything, that was more of a jinx.
Jinxes don't exist. Jinxes don't exist. We need to stop with this.
That's, I would say, my point of view is that jinxes is not a thing. Needing to take a particular like stance on confidence in the game is not a thing. I think there was reason to be nervous, and it showed.
Yeah. AO just commented, "Hey Kings, what did I miss?" Which is such a funny thing to say 41 minutes after the game.
Love it.
I'll say this, like, I think there's this like neither one of us grew up in Los Angeles. There is a confidence to LA sports fans, which is that a win is coming. And I think that is not true of most fan bases. And so I come into every situation imagining the worst case scenario. I haven't felt that with LAFC for a long time. I was very nervous today, but I was sort of confident. I felt like we knew how to handle this. I think the team was overconfident. Walking into the game today, they seemed like they thought they fucking had it. They were playing like they were favorites and they knew how they were going to do it. And León I don't. I'm trying my best.
You know what? Maybe that's all we're doing here in this show is just bringing East Coast vibes to a West Coast team.
Ugh.
Jacob Contreras, on a related note, says, "I've never seen Darren more relaxed with a loss because has looked really exhausted even after a win." Well, the secret's out, Jacob. I'm just exhausted at all
Yeah.
times, and that's what you're noticing. I don't sleep. My kids woke up at 4:30 this morning.
Jesus.
Micah Gutierrez says, "Happy foot sequence is part of our history." Wow. Really
He's
went
going
for
to
it.
the
A lot of people
Rangers. Go
saying
to
sad foot
Scotland.
Cifuentes. A lot of people saying he didn't play well, but never quite boxed up with a bow quite like this. Happy
wanna-
foot Cifuentes, part of our history.
I want to say this. Andrew Lomelli, happy foot. McCarthy, back-to-back saves within seconds. Sad foot, hearing Adam Conover wanting to old yeller Maxime Crepeau.
I really feel like responsible for that because I really teed up that point of view. All I did was basically say, like, what about this idea? And he just kind of welcomed the conversation. I really don't think he even necessarily has that point of view. If you ask him.
I think the truth of it is that Maxime, we all know Maxime's a better keeper.
Of course it's his position.
But John McCarthy has played so well that it is disrespectful to take it away from him at this moment.
The fact that he has, I just feel like he's earned that conversation, and I wanted that conversation to exist because who else is going to do it? He's earned the conversation. Should he get the role?
I got really.
He is just earning it and not needing it, and sure, I think the answer is yes. Maxime should get it, but the fact that we're even having that conversation is insane.
He's the most underpaid player on the team by far. When I saw how much money he was making, it made me angry because
he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league at this point. Honestly,
he's been doing so fucking great, and he maybe we can't afford to pay him. He deserves that fucking paycheck somewhere, man.
There's a lot of players. When you look at those salaries that came out, there's a lot of we're getting away with murder.
It's crazy that we're as good as we are, and we're like mid-table for what we pay.
David Day says $10.99 champagne for me. I'm with you, David.
Oh, you're way back in the comments. Fuck. We've had a lot more.
I don't want to miss anything. We're gonna get through them. Don't worry.
We can't get through all of them. We're 45 minutes, Darren. We're a 30 to 40 minute podcast.
Yeah.
I mentioned the price of the champagne within the first 3 minutes of the podcast. We're not reading them all, Darren.
We're gonna go back and revisit that conversation. I think it's an important conversation to have. I'm skipping a lot of comments.
Okay, so
shout out to everybody commenting. I just want people to I really appreciate everybody joining us, and I want to get some of these in here because I know we had a lot of people, we had a lot of guests on at the beginning, and we were
excited to have Adam and Christian, and also thank you to Joey and Luke for hanging out while we chatted with Christian and Adam.
Yes,
who we were very happy to have.
Also, I want to give a shout out to Vince LaRosa at a time when he's not here. Like, we've never gotten a chance to do that. Just what an amazing presence in the LAFC community and an amazing person to shepherd that watch along. We would be lost without Vince LaRosa here. We love you.
Yeah. And for anyone inside the LAFC community, including Vince, and there's other folks on the inside that have been championing that, you can tell that I have had
not anymore after this.
I can say the brands. I had 2 Modelos.
I've been drinking Stone, delicious.
I was told before the live stream, can't say it. I had an Aperol Spritz. I had 2 Modelos, and I had whatever this champagne is from France. But
Delicious is billed as a low gluten beer, which is interesting, but I just think it's a great beer.
Hey, that's cool. These are none of these are sponsors. Ross brings up a good point, which is that Micah said earlier, we need depth. And Ross says, we're 2 defenders down. This is depth. We didn't think we'd be rolling out Maldonado as much as we have. And I think that's a good point. I think
it's a great point.
At the beginning of the season, we don't have depth. And we've had some fucking injuries. Acosta, Murillo, Chiellini, very important pieces to our team. And we're rolling out players that are pretty good. Like, the player that's going to sit on the bench is Sifu, who's was a best 11 player last year. Our depth is looking okay at this moment. I hope Acosta's ready for Sunday. I really hope Acosta's ready for Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. Leonardo says, need more stuff on Twitch. YouTube streaming is so whack. Like we said in the pregame episode, I don't know if you saw, but like, this is really important stuff. We need to talk about the functionality and the features of the tech platforms here. That's really what this is all about.
I don't know if I'm legally allowed to stream on YouTube personally because I'm a Twitch partner from the show that I used to do, and I think that
Oh,
I'm legally I have to only stream on Twitch if I do it independently. I think I
this is a
signed a
really
contract.
badass podcast. Is what we were talking about. This is this show doesn't give a fuck about the rules.
Well, no, this is fine because I think it's a different program. But if I was like to come on
Sure.
if I was like to play a video game, I'd have to do it. I couldn't do it on YouTube.
Nut says nut with a K, with a silent K. I'm assuming. Sad foot, slippery pitch. What the fuck did they spray with it? Vaseline, KY. Good point.
I think it's time to wrap this up. Uproar says, "I'll buy Sifu a kilt and send him on his way."
People are not happy with Sifu in the comments.
Look,
oh my goodness.
For anyone from LAFC listening to this after we just did that thing and you don't like that we're talking shit, it's our fans. We're not the ones. We didn't start that.
Yeah, if there's one thing you take away from us is that we've hopefully welcomed a community of people in here today that we're very happy to just throw right under the bus. Blame everything on them. If you're a fan of the show, it's your fault. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, so there's been some requests for the wine label. So it's a Grand
good,
Cru out of Champagne, which all champagne must come from. Paul
It's not
Barra.
sparkling wine unless it's coming from the sparkling wine region of France.
Yeah, exactly. All champagne. I learned this from doing that other thing that I have to do on Twitch, which is that champagne is just Chardonnay, sparkling Chardonnay, which is
Okay.
Blanc de Blanc
Don't know what
from
that means.
Blanc de Blanc is what they call, oh no, white Burgundy is what they call Chardonnay. It doesn't fucking matter. Let's wrap this up. Look, we're
I'm interested. Colin
basically,
Acosta, by the way, LAFC player, also a big wine fan.
yeah. Look, Abel says, "Hell no, we ain't happy. How did this dude give up this many chances?" We played a bad game of soccer, and I think all of us need to recognize we had maybe the worst game of our season on the most important game we've ever played as a club. But luckily we're at halftime and we're only down 1. And that goal by Denny Bouanga fucking fueled me. And it'll fuel me until Sunday. And boy, will I be anxious at the stadium. And if you see me and you say hi, I got to tell you, I'll be happy to see you, but I'm going to be feeling deep, tense vibes. So just know that.
Thank you for sticking with us during the match when we like fully exposed how vulnerable we can be during a game. It is an open wound no matter what's happening with us. Yeah.
Oh, Tiger supporters group in the chat. Thank you, Tigers, for hanging out.
Oh my God. We love you guys.
Look,
the best.
All right, let's wrap this up. We got another game on Sunday. We're only down 1. If we win by 1, we go to extra time and we get more chances. Fuck, man. If you told me we were walking away from León,
I think it's León. León. I took high school Spanish.
We're trying our best. That's all you guys need to know. I'm really trying.
Look, they're really good.
They are.
Can we say that? They're a really great team. The fans they have great fans.
In all aspects of the game, they outplayed us.
I'll also say, I don't know if we've explicitly said it on the post game yet. The 3-2-5-2 really did show up.
Yeah,
that was great.
And I hope that they know that they were seen and heard too.
Yes,
in what was really a bummer of a game.
Can you imagine how much worse that would have been without that?
Truly, it feels good because we got that goal. What a miserable fucking hour and a half we all had to live through, and that's why it's fun to be here with you guys.
Wonga really did turn around the momentum, so we're gonna be bringing it into the next leg, and we'll be here back on the postgame show for that leg.
Fuck. Well, I'm hoping that I can get stadium access again to do the postgame. CONCACAF is like in control of shit, so we'll see. Yeah. Uproar says on Sunday they will get León. That's how we're gonna end the show. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Travis Hellwig.
Thank you guys. This was a big night. This was super fun.
Darren, I said I'm Travis Hellwig, and then you're supposed to say your name.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. We really appreciate all the support.
I'm Travis Hellwig.
That's Travis Hellwig. I'm Jared Miller. Thank you so much for joining us. This
If
has
you-
been Happy Foot Sad Foot.
If you've enjoyed watching, please subscribe to the podcast, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on TikTok and Twitter and all those fucking places where you press the buttons and then you can see us. We love doing this. It's so crazy that 50 minutes after a fucking game, you guys are still hanging out in the chat. We love you so much.
This was amazing.
We'll see you on the post game on Sunday. I'll see you at the stadium on Sunday, so please say hello. If you see me, it means a lot when you do. And thanks for just allowing us
Come
to
say
become
hi.
a part of the community. We're gonna fucking win the Champions League. We're gonna win the
gonna win.
Champions League.
We're
Say
gonna
it with
win.
me. We're gonna win the Champions League.
We're gonna win the Champions League.
Hey chat, we're gonna fucking win the Champions
We're
League.
gonna win.
I love
gonna
you.
win. I love you.
Bye.
Bye. I love you. Bye.
I love you. Bye. I love you. Bye.